Good day, everybody, and here we are to do a 1954 Philadelphia roll. This is coin reveal number 586. Unfortunately, I haven't changed my title on the screen yet. I'll take care of that now. There we go. Now it does not. Now it does not lie. All right, so we've got a roll here that was purchased who knows how many years ago. I don't even recognize exactly where or when it's from, but I did notice the coins on the top look pretty nice. So we're going to give this one a shot, see what happens. 1954 Philadelphia, not known for a whole lot, but there are a lot of possibilities because there's a lot of different types of doubling that are relatively common for that era that we've not yet found on 54 Philadelphia coins. So guess what? We have room for discovery. Not saying that they exist, I'm just saying that there's a decent chance they do. So we'll see what happens. We'll take a look at everything, and I'll talk you through it as we go along. What do you say we get started? Hello, Carl. There's Frostbite. Tyler. Good evening, guys. And Tyler gets the first coin. How about that? Tyler gets the first coin in the roll. That was not planned. And here we have a good example of what we were talking about with the 53s and what we'll be talking about with the 55s. It's a braided die doubling. Basically, the die gets so old and frazzled and worn out that the edges of the lettering toward the rim tend to disappear completely. And I've seen them where the L in Liberty is almost invisible. And what causes this is just a die aging. And if you turn it just right, it'll look like there's an extra 4 there. That is not an extra 4. It's not a double die. That is merely die age, die wear, or however we want to call it, a braided die doubling. We're going to look at the reverse side on the first 10 coins, and after the first 10 coins, we're going to cease to bother ourselves with the reverse on these 54s. There are no known double die reverses for 1954 Philadelphia Lincoln cents. There are double die obverses, which I will talk you through as we go along here. Coin number 1 for Tyler is a coin. Hello, Anthony. Good evening, sir. Coin number 2 now. Let's see who got coin number 2, Parvis. Coin number 2 for Parvis. Now, one of the things that we are going to be watching for here is the crosslet, the bottom of the crosslet of the 4. That's the horizontal part, just underneath that triangle, is going to have some doubling. Also need to be watching for doubled eyelids. We have 2 listed doubled eyelids. One of those doubled eyelids is also listed by Wexler. And I don't know whether Variety Vista has any doubled eyelids or doubled dies listed for 54 Philadelphia. I haven't looked over there. But again, not necessarily expecting anything on the reverse. We're just kind of looking to see, one way or the other, make ourselves aware. How is Parvis? I think Parvis is okay. He says his health is continually failing him, so he is probably not nearly as well off as the last time I saw him. I will be visiting with him again when I go back to Florida. I believe in January is when I'll be going back to Florida. I'll be going down for the fun show, and I'll visit with Parvis while I'm down there. These coins are actually in pretty decent shape for 1954 Philly. 1954 Philly is that one issue in the 50s that is very difficult to find in any grade above 65. And in fact, so difficult that a 67 can sell for as much as $7,000 or $8,000. There's a nice die crack running through the D of United there. Got a bunch of machine doubling on this reverse. No actual hub doubling, though. And that one goes to Little Miss Josie. I will definitely do that, Frosty, when we do get a chance to go. Maybe we can do a thing where I can front a card and we can pass a card around and sign it for him and mail it back and forth before January. Get a good card to take to him in person. When we go to visit with him, I'll if he'll allow me to do it, I'll film him opening it, and we can all do that for him. I'll start it here, and I'll just mail it to someone, and I'll have that someone knowledge of the next address to send it to, and I'll create that chain. I'll make a list and create that chain and keep that chain going. Volunteer for it. Just let me know, and I'll get you on the list for the card to go to you for it to be signed for Parvis, and we'll take him a well wishes card when I go down to Florida in January. He's watching this, I'm sure, and because he's watching this, he'll know it's coming, but it's still nice to know that people are thinking of you. So he won't know who is getting the card and where the card is, but he'll know when he gets it how many people care. Found a 37D thinking it's 1mm11. Isn't that one of the really, really nice ones? Isn't that the one that's like stupid rare? Or is that number 7? I can't remember. 37D kind of escapes me a little. Look at all the die chips and cracks on the backside of this coin. Backside. Backside was my grandpa's nice way of saying arse. Just look at all the cracks on the arse of this coin here. That's a nice coin, though. It's an interesting one. Stan, let's see what Stan gets here. This is a nice roll of 54s. 54 doesn't come very nice generally, and these so far have been above average coins. Just kind of where I would generally expect us to be with this. I'm not finding any die varieties. These were more a discovery thing, just seeing what we can find versus what we might expect to find. This is the same die as the last coin. I'm having to look at this doubling on the top of the E a little bit more. I think I'm going to have to go with machine doubling on this, and the reason why is because even though you have a lot of die wear up here, the doubling doesn't tend to follow it. And typically, generally, always, with doubling like this, that you see it all the way across the top of the letters up here, you're going to have it continue up here. And I just don't see it. So if your top of your 1 ONE is doubled, you should generally expect E pluribus unum to show some of the same doubling, and this doesn't. So it is such a late die state coin, it's really hard to tell one way or the other anyway. Number 9, that's it. That's right, Mr. McNear. Just look at the arse on that coin. It's so shiny. Look at how it sparkles. That looks like an evil clown right there.
He got punched in the head.
That's right. He's got a cut above the eye. We need to have the ref look at that and see if he needs to stop the fight. Of course, when you're talking about the arse of the coin, well, my arse is generally very nice. Look at that. I like this arse. It's a nice arse. There you go, Frosty. You've got a nice arse on your coin there. Number 8. This one goes to Mr. Paulson. Dennis. Let's see what we have for you. Well, a pretty decent looking coin. I believe that is a die scratch because it looks like it goes under the G. And a little die crack on the shoulder. Actually, two of them. We got one at the corner of the shoulder and then one above the, I call it the fold on the shoulder. depression in the middle of the shoulder. I call it the fold on the shoulder. But the reverse on this one, man, this arse is worn out. It looks like, unfortunately, Dennis, your arse is worn out. Good God, look at that. Man, look at the crack on that arse. Is there another kind of clown other than evil? Not that I know of, except the sad ones. They don't look evil. But all the ones that smile, they're evil. Well, other than Dennis showing the huge crack on his arse here, we don't have a whole lot going on. Let's see what we've got with Malcolm now. I see Malcolm's coin's pretty smooth.
But is his arse smooth?
Well, we're going to find out. Actually, no, I don't think so. No, Malcolm's arse is not only worn out, but it's laminated. It's got all that lamination. So it's got not only cracks in the arse, but it's also got lamination cracks. It's like cracks in the skin. I am going to get so kicked off by YouTube. But, you know, I've done this 585 times now. This is my 586th journey down this stretch of road. And YouTube should be very, very thankful that I'm doing this. Oh, look, he has eyelashes. Uh-oh. Frosty's going to keep this one. There's proof later on. Hey, I'm going to show you something that's very uncommon. Okay? This is, out of all seriousness, I'm going to show you something that's very uncommon. Look at that line right there.
Ah, see it.
See? There's a line right here. And then there's another one right down here.
Huh.
And any of you boys and girls want to guess what that is? No? That is the stem for the left wheat on the reverse. That is a wheat stem. I'm going to flip it over and we're going to take a look. Right there where God is. I'm going to keep my finger on that spot. That way you'll get the Larry right there. Okay, and then here's the exact spot that you were looking at, only on the opposite side. Right there. Oh, what do we have going on here? Is that... What is that? This is a very different looking coin. That is some pretty gnarly looking machine doubling. Oh. Well, that's a die crack D again. So we've seen this die before. It's got that big die crack running through the D. So we've got a coin where the arse is showing on the head, and the arse is not only double, but it's got a huge crack. And we're going to have to call this one a pretty sexy looking arse right there. I like that one. It's kind of backside I dream about. Except the ones I actually dream about are more like the 1983s. 1964. You know, a couple of those dates that have a really nicely, very, very nicely doubled backside. Ones that, you know, boys dream about and talk about in the clubhouse. You know, they share pictures with each other. Oh, yeah, the 68D, there's another one for you. Absolutely. 68D is my favorite. I don't know how I missed that one. You know why it's my favorite?
Your year's born.
That's my birth year. I got my parrot on my shoulder here.
That's right. Hello, everybody.
Telling everyone exactly what I'm thinking before I can make you guess it. You know, my parrot back here wants to ruin the joke every time. Mm-hmm. He'll drop the punchline before I even start the joke. You found 5 of them? Good God. I think I've had 3 of them ever. There's another one of them right there. Got that line up above the head right there. That's what it is. In fact, we're going to check this side and see if we see it over here too. I don't see any of it over here. It's all right there. Just right toward the back of the head. We're going to quit doing the reverses now.
Hello, sissy.
Perhaps and possibly because the last 15 minutes of this video are enough to get me banned from YouTube. But also because we don't need to be looking at the reverses on coins that it's pretty much a given notion that we don't have any known double dies. So we're going to keep looking at the obverses, trying to find some double dies. And I second that. Hello, sissy. So we have a lamination strip running right through the eye, north to south there. Mr. McNear, if you have any of those 68D double dies, I would certainly be in the market for such an animal if you happen to have one. We could always discuss trade. We could discuss cash. We could discuss anything except American Express. I don't have American Express, nor do I accept it. So I have done FedEx in the past, though, when it absolutely positively has to be there overnight. Remember that old commercial?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was back when FedEx was really kind of getting its start, and it had that guy that could talk really fast. I met him. He was in town doing a commercial for FedEx when I was doing a tour of FedEx with my, 10th grade class? Something like that. Back when FedEx was first getting started.
Right after the dinosaur.
Yeah. See, it's a fun joke until you realize that he's only a year younger than me. My dog's laughing, though. I don't know if he's laughing at Mickey or with Mickey. It's hard to tell. Well, I haven't seen anything exciting in this roll yet, except for some pretty nice looking R's. Big cracks. Nice clash mark. FedEx and UPS are merging. They're going to call it Fed Up.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I could do that. Hey, USPS. Eat this. I'm going over to Fed Up to send my packages. I wonder who gets to be on top when it comes to Fed Up. Who gets to be the one in power? I am the power. Yeah, right you are. Look at all those cracks. Man, that backside's got a lot of cracks. We have been looking at the same reverses and the same obverses through about a fourth of the coins, if not more, in this roll. Very late die state. Interesting enough that they have clashes and really pretty marks and stuff and a lot of die cracks and die failure, and basically what metal can do that you don't want it to do, it's happened here. And unfortunately, this isn't what we are really out to look for. We kind of find it. It's kind of here, but it's not what we're trying to find. I swear if I flip one more coin over on the reverse, I'm going to kick myself. Let's get through this and get to that 55 roll. 55 roll is going to be coming up shortly after the end of this one. Probably going to give it about 5 to 10 minutes because I've already got everything set up and ready, so all I have to do is end this broadcast and change over to the other. 75 in pennies says, "Hi, Mickey."
Hi, 75 and pennies, baby.
You have a fan. How about that? What did I just... Okay. Ooh, I thought that was a clip planchet. I thought it was going to have a little bit of excitement, but it turns out that it was just a lighting playing with my head. That doesn't take much. Eric. For Eric. If anybody out here in La La Land is confused at all about what's going on between Israel and Palestine, let me know. I'll send you a link to a YouTube video that I found that is a straight-up documentary of what's going on over there. And after watching it, I don't think it's going to be very difficult for you to pull the punches as to what's causing all of this. Eric von Lickemsense. Where he deserved that, but I am going to use it. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. You do realize that within 24 hours, I'm going to be face to face with a 6'5" behemoth I call Squatchy. So, as will Mickey. So, if my brains start pouring out, it's going to be on Mickey. So, because he's going to be right behind me hiding. Actually, the weird thing is, usually the small ones are the ones who are the mean ones, and the big behemoth people are the real softies, and that's kind of where it goes with Eric. Eric is he's kind of hard to push into pissed off land, and but once he goes there, man, you don't want to get in his way, but you just hope you didn't have anything to do with it. He will avoid you. His aim is pretty good. All right, I'm on number 24 now. Back over to Parvas. Let's see what we can do for Parvas here. I don't happen to have any promise on any of these coins, unfortunately. It appears that most of them are from the same die pairs over and over again, which does show us it's an original roll. The problem with an original roll being an original roll is if all the coins in that roll are normal, even though they are from a short number of die pairs, we can always have a lot of fun with the ones where we're finding a ton of the same double die or a bunch of RPMs or something like that in a roll. But then on rolls like this, we want to scoff the idea that all the coins in the roll are going to be from a half dozen different die pairs. Well, you ever hear that TV show, The Facts of Life? You take the good, you take the bad. Hey, look at that. Yeah, some nice stuff. This is an ender. This is a roll ender coin. Looks to me like this was the first coin in the roll. How do I know it was the first? Well, because the rubber counting wheel sat on this coin and spun and shed its rubber off on this coin, meaning that this coin was stopped underneath the counter, which tells me that 50 had just run through into a wrapper, and they were crimping the end of that wrapper and moving on to the new wrapper. So they had to get the new wrapper fitted onto the machine and punch a button for the next 50 to start in. During that period of time, the wheel sits and spins and creates this gunk on the coin. The reverse isn't really cute. It's just there. It's red. It's nice, but it's just there. But this is an original roll. It's now been proven to me that way. I've got one ender. There's probably going to be another ender. And we may have passed it already because we're not looking at the reverses. The other ender could have been a reverse. How fast can you say that? The other ender could have been a reverse. Could have been the obverse. Could have been the reverse too. I'm a little wound up because I just had 14 pounds of meat.
He can eat.
Yeah, Mickey and the wife wondered where all that was going. Hey, man, I didn't get to be 240 pounds for nothing. I had 3 or 4 slices of brisket. I had 3 slices of very well-smoked turkey. I had a smoked sausage. I had smoked pulled pork, and the pulled pork was like dripping with juice and really, really good. Yes, Carl, I'm doing the 55 I'll get to tonight, and then the 42D, the 44, and the 48D I'll do after I come back from South Carolina on the weekend. So I'll get those done probably Monday and Tuesday.
At least I'm in the 55 though.
Mickey doesn't know whether he's coming or going in these rolls because, well, he didn't bother showing up on time to get himself into some of these rolls, and he's been whining all day about it, but I can't really do anything about it if you're not there, bro. I mean, it's a public show. It's not like I uninvited you. Number 31 for Mark. You have to watch driving after eating turkey? I don't watch driving. I just do it. If you don't like the way I drive, get off the sidewalk. Yeah, turkey's got tryptophan. Tryptophan has a chance of making you tired. And some people it affects a lot more than others. Just like a bite from a copperhead snake, it can kill some people, and other people it's like a bee sting. Just depends on how your body reacts to the chemical. Well, that was mighty quick for Paul right there. All of 2 seconds of fame to tell him that he's got nothing going on his coin. I hate that for the people who paid money for the coins and they're getting basically nothing in return. It's just, I mean, it's a chance we take. Same thing as when I bought this roll initially. I had no idea that it was a really good roll or it was a really bad roll. There's no the clash above the head. A clash against the head. He got slapped upside the head with a weak stalk. Yep. Same reverse die as before. Only this one doesn't have quite the number of chips and breaks and stuff. In fact, there's an argument there for a possible progression coin. Baggie full of old coins for $5. Sort of 2 rolls of cent memorials and wheats out of the bag, all in more or less BU condition. That would be worth $5. That'd be one of those ones that if I was at the auction, I'd have come up to you and I said, hey, you want to double your money right now? I'll give you $10 to walk away from that auction. Yeah, it's kind of what I was thinking, Frosty. No die scratch in the D. Or die crack, I mean, not scratch. It was a crack. But yeah, no crack in the D. So, yeah. On your backside, you got that big crack running right through your D. And on my backside, I don't have it. So, you just take from that whatever you will. Man, we got stuff going on all over these coins, but none of it's the highly attractive kind of stuff. Well, you don't have to be sorry about your crack. Pretty much everybody's got one if they have a 54. Cracks are everywhere on these backsides. In fact, I could probably turn this one around right now and show you a big crack. I don't know that to be fact, but it just kind of seems like it. we're going to flip it over. How would you know that? Little crack, not a big crack to be found. These are all little cracks on this backside. Look like little baby cracks. Like, some people, when they're looking through coins, they're just crack addicts. They want more and more. With me, I'm kind of a less and less crack person because, well, cracks just mean they're late die state, and I like earlier die state. Because if there happens to be any doubling on it, even a little bit of doubling, it's easier to see without all the cracks. Got a bunch of older nickels, too. Huh. On nickels, there's one with that. So, let's see. Yeah, I think it was the same. No, it wasn't the same reverse because the die scratches aren't there. You had a bunch of die scratches east and west on that other coin. So, it's not the same die as the one with the big crack through the D. Some cracks are better than others. And some of them just stink. I tell you what, Farm Dog here appears that he might have a nice gem coin right here in this 54. Get the little bit of wax fleck off of it. You got a very clean looking coin here. Very clean looking coin. Looks like a 65 or better. Which that on a 54 is a thing in itself. Very, very nice looking coin here. Especially wisecracks, that's right. I'd rather be a wisecrack than a stinky crack. Alright, here's one for Jordan. Uh-oh. We got a splotch on the mouth. Looks like he's had a couple too many cracks. A little bit too much crack. See? He's got crack all over his backside. Well, these cracks, man, they got me cracking up. Hey, but at least they're raw. We don't have to crack them out. That is a little glob of grease or something that got stuck on the die. And the coin was struck through it. And that's a struck through obstruction is what we know that as. It is a sunken in area on the coin because it was a little node of some kind of glub on the coin. No, I don't know exactly what it was, but typically people say it's grease and dirt that gets impacted. No crackhead? Well, I tell you what, there's one place that I can't get enough crack. That's when I go to the chiropractor. I love my cracks. Because those cracks feel good. You can't say that you don't have any cracks that feel good. You know, sometimes when you stand up just right, yeah, those cracks are just fine. Once in a while I get to turn on my head and my neck has this little feeling in it. And I know that crack is going to feel great. So here now I'm twisting my head around trying to get it to crack. And people are looking at me like I'm, kind of weird, got a hand growing out of my forehead or something. All right, let's see. We're up to number 42 now. Number 42. We got some nice red coins here. This is a nice roll of 54. I know that some of you might be saying, yeah, but there's little blotches all over the coin. No. You don't get it. Take 10 BU rolls of 1954, open all 10 of them, and this one will be better than the average. Unfortunately, there's nothing here for die varieties, but there are so few die varieties known for 1954 Philadelphia that we don't open these rolls necessarily expecting die varieties. But when we find them, it's always a nice thing. Well, with this one, it would be a very nice special thing if we had found varieties, but we don't have any here, unfortunately. Full set of 43s in that mess. Were the 43s reprocessed? Were they original? Were they circulated? Were they BU? Did you find any double dies on them? Was the D, the big D over D? Was the Philadelphia the big Class 6 double die obverse? Did you happen to look at the S for a Class 6 double die reverse? Or how about the S over S RPMs? Doubled eyelids are pretty common on those. There's also some that you can find on the bottom of Liberty. Now you know why my wife never wants to talk to me. She always says that I'm very informative for about the first 5 seconds. Then she wants to turn me off. Shut me up. There's a rim cud from the D of God across to the E of we. Mm-hmm. Rims all busted up. All right, here's one for Carl now. Getting all serial about this. Now I'm finding Larry. Dum, dum, dum. There's Larry. That's not really Larry. That's a wash issue. That's not a Larry. I thought it was a Larry when I looked at it. Coming straight off the roll. It had blotches on the obverse. I thought that was Larry, and it's not Larry. Larry's fingers are covered in chocolate, not grease. All right, here's Josie. By the way, chocolate is not allowed in Gaza. If anybody wants a link to that story that I found on YouTube, feel free to send me a message or an email, and I'll send you a link. Send you a link to the story. I don't want to share it here. I don't want to share my opinions here either. I'd rather just keep it all straight and down and dirty, that I found information. If you want to see it, let me know. Here's Coins and Ghouls. If you want to discuss that information, I'm very open to discussing whatever information I have or have learned in private, one-on-one. I'm not going to do it on a broadcast, though. I keep my opinion to myself. It's where it needs to be. Why no chocolate in Gaza? Because the Israeli government won't allow it to be imported. So I can't really answer for why they don't have any chocolate there, but Benjamin Netanyahu could probably tell you why. All right. Well, that's coin number 49 for Tyler. We're going to move on to coin number 50. When we get done with coin number 50, I'm going to shut the broadcast off. Well, after saying a cordial goodbye, but then we're going to open it right back up here in a couple of minutes with the next roll. And this is Eric's coin here, the last one in the roll, and it is beautifully toned. It has some shocking color. Nice coin for Eric. And I know this is the kind of thing Eric used to toss right back in the bank pile. I don't think this one will go in the bank pile. This one's pretty. He's going to like this. He's not going to see it until tomorrow, but he's going to like it. In fact, we're going to show this one under camera. I'm going to see if I can pick up on some of this color. Let's see here. Oops. I just dropped Eric's coin. Brother from another mother, still love you, brother. Let's see here. We're not getting really good. We're not getting really good pictographs here. So we're just going to leave it alone. I'm going to put it in it. Well, that's probably what I should have done in the very beginning. Go ahead and put it in the flip and then start showing it off. Let's see if this works. Wow, really? That's about the best I can do for showing the color on this camera. Well, that's what we've got. Nice 50 coin roll. I like the general overall appeal of the coins in the roll, but the fact that it didn't have any die varieties kind of turns me off a little bit. But if you needed one for your album, boy, I tell you got some nice ones here. So I'm going to go ahead and throw this one to the wayside and put it in the archives and step up to the next broadcast, which will be Coin Roll Hunt number 587, 1955, Philadelphia. Plastic tubed roll. Go find it. Get in there. I'll be in soon. See you then.
See ya.